When Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes talk about keeping their players and not everyone can play for the Detroit Lions, man, they were not lying. We have some news coming out of Detroit Lions camp, and that is that the Detroit Lions have re-signed tight end Shane Zylstra. I was calling him Zane last year. Shane Zylstra, the tight end that was hurt in training camp. If you guys remember, I made a video from the car regarding that. Now, he missed the entire 2023 NFL season. He was hurt in training camp, and it was actually done by, I forgot the guy's name, but he hit Shane low. He was reamed out by Dan Campbell and made Shane miss the entire season. So, of course, the guy felt bad for it. I can't remember who it was exactly. So if you remember, put it in the comment section below. But he is going to return to the Detroit Lions. Now, this is coming from Pride of Detroit. Now, I think this is intriguing for many reasons because some people have us taking a tight end. Like I even saw like Brock Bowers and picking up a tight end. Jonnu Smith was cut from the Atlanta Falcons, and somebody was talking about we can bring him here. But I'm like, nah, because we've got tight end depth. If you ask me, we have Sam Laporta, who is the bona fide stud starter. Then you have James Mitchell, which we took 2 years ago in the 5th round. Then we have Shane. We also have Brock Wright, and we had another guy as well. What is the dude name? Anthony Fursker. We had him as well, but he is going to be set to be a free agent. Now, this is coming from Pride of Detroit. Says, one final technical point. Zylstra was scheduled to be an ERFA, but his return was announced as a re-signing, meaning they signed him to a traditional contract as opposed to using the tender. It's possible the Lions did this to give Zylstra a different structure contract, like adding a signing bonus, guarantees, or incentives. Or, as my phone is ringing there, or it's possible the ERFA designation was removed for the reasons like at the player's request. And we always talk about how the Lions do right by their players. They've always done this. They brought back, I want to say it was Jason Kabinda so that he could reach some type of, I forgot what it was, but you guys remember as to why I think they waived him and then brought him back because of how he was going to get his salary. So the Lions are always doing right by others. My phone is just being ridiculous today. It's very rare I have it on ring, but today it's going crazy. So I really don't think we're going to bring in a tight end at the draft because even if we don't bring anybody else in. We've got Sam Laporta, James Mitchell, Brock Wright. And now we have Shane Zylstra as well. So I think tight ends is a place that we don't need any help at. If you ask me, that's just my opinion. When Sam Laporta went down, we didn't really use Anthony that much. So we just have to find somebody to step up. Would I be mad if we got somebody? I mean, competition is always great, but I wouldn't be mad but I just don't think it's a position that we need to focus on right now. So with that happening, we went into this thing with 20 free agents, unrestricted free agents that could be back with the Detroit Lions. And we've seen some leave. We've seen some come back. So out of those 20, let's look at Pride of Detroit again and look at their free agent tracker. Shout out to those guys. They do great work. They make my life so much easier. Appreciate that. So we have Michael Badgley. He's back. Germ is back. And Shane, we just reported on that right now. Julian Okwara has signed somewhere else. So that is 4 of the 20. David Blau is now going to be the assistant QB coach for the Washington Commanders. And Teddy Bridgewater has retired and gone on to coach high school football. So now we have these guys who remain unsigned. And out of this list, there's a couple people that I forgot all about. I forgot all about Zach Ertz, man. So we've got more than a handful of people. Scott Daly, Jake McQuaid. So we don't have a long snapper, I guess, on the team. So I'm assuming that one of these guys will be back. CJ Gardner-Johnson, Will Harris. Out of this list, we went over this before. This is probably the name that I'm most interested in. Josh Reynolds. Will he be back or not? Jason Kabinda, I don't think the Lions are going to bring this guy back. I think his time in Detroit is over. He did nothing for our team, so I think that he is going to be gone. But I think Josh Reynolds is the one that really stands out to me, and we'll know what happens next week. Now, don't forget, free agency does begin a week from today. The tampering period begins. I want to say it is noon Eastern Standard Time is when the tampering period begins. And then it goes into the start of the new league year, which is the official start of free agency, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on March the 13th. So you got the tampering period starting on the 11th and then the actual start of free agency on the 13th. Now, what we're going to do for that situation is we probably will go live if the Detroit Lions do something. I'll make a video and then we'll go live like we did last year and we talk about the big news, big moves and see if it was anything significant. A lot of stuff that the Detroit Lions can do, but Shane Zylstra coming back to the Detroit Lions, I'm not mad at this at all. I mean, like I said, we got Sam Laporta, we got James Mitchell who can step up if need be. So not mad at this at all, but the real good stuff. And according to that Pride of Detroit article, the Lions have begun that kind of process of re-signing players. So I think this is only the beginning of a plethora of signings that we're going to hear about in the next week. I really do. I'm hoping that the Detroit Lions go into the tampering period with the guys that are going to come back, that they're already back. When we start this tampering period, I don't want to be like Josh Reynolds coming back. He should already be done. Our own guys should be out of the way by the time that starts. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you to all my members and subscribers and viewers. This channel is possible by watchers just like you. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. You can tell I was a PBS kid growing up.